Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into Activation and Abundance, our Wellness Wednesday call, where we will be sharing a few things. Activation, what is that? That is activating our bodies to our fullest potential and living our healthiest life that we can for the time that we are on this planet. And abundance. We're going to be talking about how this opportunity could potentially change your life in terms of creating new abundance and diversifying. Kristin Algren, and I live and am from Kailua, Hawaii. And I have a very special guest today, Kamaile Pua'oi, who I knew in high school, and I had a big time girl crush on her. She was really funky mod. I'm dating myself. I think they call it emo now these days, like alternative and just this like really cool beam of light. And a couple of years ago, she decided to partner with our team. And she was just one of those people that you really wanted to work with. So we're so grateful that she said yes. I'm going to be sharing my story. She's going to be sharing her story. We're going to be talking about LifeVantage, our company. It's a nutrigenomics company. Nutrigenomics is combining nutrition with our genes. And I will be sharing about the company. Kamaile will be sharing about the products, and we'll both be sharing a little bit on how the business has worked for us and how it could potentially work for you. So again, my name's Kristin, and I'm a mother of two. My daughter's going to be 13 on Saturday, and my son is 15. Holy teens. And I've been with my husband now for almost 24 years. I partnered with LifeVantage almost 5 years ago. I just checked in my account manager on May 2nd. And you guys, it has gone by like that. That is what life does. It flies by. And I'm so grateful that I said yes. I told my sister, who was the one that introduced me to this company, I told her I was absolutely not going to do the business. I would only try the product, but here I am 5 years later sharing it with you. After 3 weeks, I had a positive health testimony on our breakout product, Protandim. It's 1 pill a day. The hot flashes that I had been suffering from all day, all night long, completely went away after 3 weeks. I did a self-study. And they came back, and it's been almost 5 years, and I do not have hot flashes. The only time I do is when I'm presenting, like right now. So I was also at a time in my life when my husband and I were at a very low point in our marriage. He's been the main breadwinner, and I realized that I needed to do something for myself and diversify my income. And that's exactly what I did by starting off with my pinky finger in. I started sharing organically. I had no idea what I was doing. My friends and family started having positive testimonies, and it just completely has grown from there. And now we have a worldwide, really big team. And it's been one of the funnest things I've ever done, and one of the most rewarding. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Oops, hold on. Okay, so this is me, my family, my kids. You can see health. These are 2 words that came to me when I was mixing up this slideshow. Health is very important to me. Emotional and physical health have for years been very important to me. And connection. I love connecting with people, meeting people, and just that's what we've done by creating this amazing team by a lot of people who have said yes to this opportunity. Okay, LifeVantage. So we actually, we've been around, our company's been around for about 12 years now. And I'm going to touch a little bit on the timing a little bit later. Our products, like I said, compensation, the system, how anyone can do this, and how we have a community of people that are really out to help other people and in turn help themselves and their family. So what is this slide? So I just want you to think about the past, 2 years now, and just what has happened to our world. And, this is something that things like this come up every few years, every decade or so, things happen in our economy where, the economy goes down, and what happens is entrepreneurship goes up. So what happened with our team is our team actually doubled. A lot of people were, really looking for something else. They were looking to diversify. And what our company is, really, we're at the forefront of the wellness industry, which is a huge topic. It has been for years, but especially now so because of the past couple of years. People are really wanting to be their healthiest selves. Let's see, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. So how did we come to be? Why am I sitting here sharing with you? Well, we were, our company, our main breakout product, Protandim, which Kamaile is going to talk about, was sold on the shelves. It was sold in GNC. It was sold in Walgreens and CVS. And it was sitting there, and it really hardly had any sales because we were in a category that really nobody knew about. It's like we were the iPhone 13 sitting on the shelves versus the flip phone, which is, traditional antioxidants. And so there was hardly any sales, but what happened was ABC Primetime, and if you have not seen ABC Primetime, I highly suggest you do, the news report that came out in 2005. And really what happened at that time was the company, or the show, John Quinones, do you remember him? He's the TV announcer. They basically went in to go debunk companies with big claims. Our claim was that our product, Protandim, can reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Now, oxidative stress is related to almost every disease and condition out there. And when you can reduce it, really big shifts happen in our body. Our main breakout product was created and formulated by Dr. Joe McCord. He discovered SOD, one of the most incredible molecules in our body, and he won the Elliott Crescent Award for that. Other recipients were Henry Ford, Marie Curie, and Alexander Graham Bell. So really big people who changed the century, if you will. So what happened was there was an influx of orders, and a lot of them went unfulfilled once that was aired, because it showed that John Quinones's blood work was that of a newborn. His blood work went down from 45% in less than 2 weeks. So the orders went unfulfilled, and they had a business consultant come in and say, you have got to try network marketing. And they were resistant, but they decided to, and they did. And really, essentially what that is putting it into the hands of the people, takes out the advertiser. It is me sharing, it is Kamaile sharing, it is our team, it is the distributors of LifeVantage sharing this story. And they did, and the sales went from 3 million, and now we are $250 million company. Erin Brockovich is on our board. That's a really big deal. She is someone that really promotes the health of the planet. She's a, super famous lawyer. And we are open in 22 countries. And that's all for this slide. I am going to pass it off to Kamaile, who she knows so much about health. She'll tell you her story and her background, but she knows way more about science than I do. So I'm so glad that she's going to share about the science part of this. So Kamaile, I'm going to pass it over to you.
I just put on my glasses so I look smarter.
Okay, you're yes. You don't even have to do that.
Yes.
You are smart.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you for having me here. It's such a pleasure to share. In the beginning, when I was learning about all of this, I was blown away. And I'll tell you a little bit about my background. So basically, I have been a Hawaiian health practitioner for the last, it's going on 18 years. So it's kind of like Kristin was saying earlier, dating myself. However, when you start to think holistically, you really get involved with plant medicine from my Hawaiian point of view, conflict resolution, which is Ho'oponopono, and all of these had a really huge impact on my personal life as well as my professional life. And so when the girls started telling me about this, I was just like, yeah, I already got that in my cupboard. I already take that. I actually grow that in my yard. Like, thanks, but no thanks. And it was one evening that I was invited to go. Actually, the glass of wine sold me versus the information. And I thought, you know what? I need community, because I was a new mom. I was struggling with, no sleep, with lack of nutrition, with just really rocky times with my partner that, just weighs on you, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to actually listen in. I sat in the back of the room, literally like this, with my arms crossed, and I just was, waiting to just kind of go, okay, thanks for the glass of wine. That's it. This is wonderful. And of course, you're like, what are they trying to get me into? So by the end of the evening, you guys, I was totally leaning in. I was the one that was like, well, did you know that this herb does this? And, da, da, da. And I was helping to educate, based on my own experiences of 5 powerful herbs that we'll get into in a second. But what I didn't understand and know, it wasn't common knowledge to me at the time, was that oxidative stress is actually one of the largest theories of aging and why we age. So it's pretty fascinating to know that what's depicted here is in this apple is, that we're damaged, and it starts to brown and actually decay, and you start to lose, the vibrancy, let alone the nutrients, the energy, all of that good stuff in this apple here. The same thing happens to our bodies. And I was just trying to think of something funny to say in regards to oxidative stress and the way that it, that it plays out over the course of our lifetime. So 20, we're like, yeah, we're going to the party. We're feeling good, or maybe we should say New Year's Eve. That's how we feel. Yeah, we're going to the party, feeling good. Everything's exciting. And then we're like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to hit the gym. And so you start to hit the gym. You're like, okay, I'm going. And then slowly but surely, a month later, you're like, oh, not really feeling it. I'm really too busy. By 6 months, most of us, if not sooner, we are not on that treadmill at the thing, at the gym, because we have really lost our zest. We've lost our, that our light has dimmed for the results versus the effort that we put in. And gosh, who doesn't agree that keeping yourself healthy is quite a bit of an effort these days? We got to read all the labels. We've got to, go to the health food stores that cost a whole lot more than just running down to your local, fast food, restaurant. I mean, there's so much that we have to put into making sure that we, combat what is oxidative stress. And it's that dimming of that light. It's the antioxidants that are diminishing over time. And that starts at the age of 20, you guys. So what do we do about it was the question. And that's when I really started to dive into the science. And that's why I became like, oh, Kamaile knows, because I literally would stay up till 2:30 in the morning just going, wow, this is so fascinating to me, especially considering all the information that I had been learning from an Indigenous point of view. So look at the things here. It's caused by the things that we eat. So, things that we sometimes can't help, but it's also caused by too much exercise, too little exercise. Sorry, I think the slide went forward one. So
I'm so sorry. This is,
oh no, that's okay.
It's really finicky. So sorry about that.
No worries. The air we breathe, a lot of the pollution that we are faced with, and we just don't even think about electromagnetic, radiation. So EMFs, environmental toxins are huge. And then ones that we don't really even give thought to sometimes is what we're putting on our skin, in and on our skin. So our hair care, skin care, just things that are over the counter that are really damaging our cells. And we don't realize it until either one, we're older and we're seeing the doctor a whole lot more, or two, something comes up because we really have, our cells have really shifted out of health and into a state of illness or disease. So oxidative stress, we know, effects is at the root cause, you guys, of over 250 illnesses and diseases, and that can be found on pubmed.gov. So don't take my word for it. Definitely do your own research. So as Kristin had stated, Dr. McCord and his team of doctors had actually really started to look into this theory of aging. And that's when they discovered, hey, we went down this pharmaceutical route, as she had noted, but what happened was when they looked to nature and all natural products that have been serving our communities for thousands of years in many different worlds and lands, what happened was the beautiful synergistic blend of the way that they come together and actually interact with our body no longer is looked at as supplementing what we're deficient in and kind of going in that back door like nutrition does, or supplements that we take over the counter, but rather it's activating a pathway so that literally talks to the cell in a different way, goes into the cell, flips on a switch, and is able to turn on our own gift that we were given at birth to actually produce our own antioxidants at millions per second. So synergistically blended is what I mentioned. I didn't mention though that it's 1,800 times more effective than any of these ingredients that were looked at alone to actually combat oxidative stress. So let's look at the ingredients. Who doesn't already know about this? Green tea, right? Antioxidants. Bacopa, that was the only one that I was unaware of. And milk thistle, turmeric. Turmeric is one of my favorites. And then ashwagandha. So all of these herbs combined is, like I said, synergistically in the right blend, the right microdose, really is what we have our hands on that is taking not only our company, but so the path of science that much more. It's the future of our health is really where this science has started at. So I'm really proud and honored to share this. So beyond that, I talked about PubMed.gov. We have over 30 peer-reviewed studies on our flagship product alone. So that is unheard of in the supplemental world and category of our product. So what else here? Clinically proven to lower oxidative stress by 40% within 30 days, up to 120% within, up to 120, up to 70% in 120 days. So, and really it helps to genetically, go in and change is what we're doing. So we talked a little bit about glutathione. That's our master antioxidant. You want to go back? Yeah, for a second. And this is huge. If you guys just do your own research and realize that when we can make our own glutathione and build up our own antioxidants at 1,000,000 to 1 ratio. So we're making on average about 1,000,000 antioxidants per second per cell. And that is needed to combat the over 300 sextillion amount of free radicals that are bombarding us and hitting us and thwarting our efforts to get to the gym. So, and to stay healthy and alive. I mean, because honestly, I am 50. I had my child at 44. He's 6. I am in it for the long haul because this is really what keeps me active, our memories alive and healthy. I don't want to be the mom on the couch or the mom in the hospital. So that's why it's so important to me. But given that, one of the things that I didn't mention, here's real quickly, the universities and institutes, as you look here, that have actually studied our products on their own dime based on our Dr. McCord's research. So one of the amazing reports that came out of that we always use to quote because it's huge is that NRF2 activation is potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine. And that's talking about our Protandim NRF2 activator. So really proud once again. But what I was going to share was, along with my story, I mentioned that, my relationship was rocky, and unfortunately, it didn't change any of that. But really what it did was kind of put me into high gear to say, how am I going to enter back into the world as a single mom, because I was moving in that direction and now am, with the ability to actually be the one to raise my child, because it took so long to get here. And so that's why I definitely took a second look at our as a business, because when oxidative stress can affect over 250 illnesses and diseases, and I knew this was a company that provided body care, pain management, anti-aging, skincare, gut health, which is huge to me, especially as a Indigenous worker, practitioner, increased the energy and our immunity, which the last 2 years, just the stress alone has taken that down. So, and it really, I'm proud to say, in short, as I'm going to let Kristin kind of dive back into the why. We both chose LifeVantage, but it now sustains my son and I to live in Hawaii as a single mom, and I'm very proud of the team that surrounds me and makes my heart happy, and allows us the opportunity to do better. So,
Awesome.
Kristin.
Thank you so much, Kamaile. I love how you put it so eloquently and so lovely. So thank you so much for being here. And yeah, everyone has different reasons, different whys, if you will, as to, making the decision to decide to do this as a business. And, there's a lot of people will say, well, I don't think I can do this. I don't know that many people. I'm not going to be able to remember, all of this information. I just really want to get the point across to you that truly anyone can do this. We have a system in place. We have a beautiful system. We have a team of people that, come in, swoop in to, truly help you succeed. And this is the big deal about this business model. So it's not necessarily even your inner circle. Let's say you have a friend or a next door neighbor that decided, yeah, I want to do this business too. Well, they might have a friend in New York City that wants to do this. And the friend in New York City might have a community in Japan that wants to do this. And the people in Japan have a community in the Philippines. So really, it's not who you know, or they know, or they know, or they know. And what happens is it's called network marketing, because it unlocks people's networks. And how we get paid is on the results of the entire organization. So what happens is it actually takes the pressure cooker off just yourself and being a sole business owner, and you're working with the team. And like I said, we help you crawl, we help you walk, we help you run, and eventually you learn to become the leader to lead your own team. We can get paid daily at a certain rank. We have all expense paid for trips. Our next trip is to Croatia in September. Yeah, Croatia. So how do we, what compensation, how does it work? What are people making? Well, LifeVantage is publicly traded on the NASDAQ. It means everything is transparent. All of our financials are transparent. Most network marketing companies in the world are not publicly traded. So this is a very big deal for our company. We are debt-free. That's a big deal. So we have different ranks, if you will, from Pro 1 to Executive Master Pro 10. And this is how much we're making on average. Some people are making less at their ranks, and some people are making more. So a Pro 3, the average is $626 a month. So that can help a lot of families. That is, 1 or 2 car payments. That's, buying organic. That's doing things, putting it into a vacation fund. The Premier Pro 5, which is where Kamaile is at, is just over $3,000. This is monthly. We call this leverage income. This is, doing the work and getting paid over and over. So if you have to step away for some reason, that paycheck is still coming in. There are very few business models where leverage income is the way that you get paid. I am an Elite Pro 7. I hit that within 3 years. I worked hard for that. We like to say that this is network marketing, not net wish marketing. You have to be able to, follow the system and put one foot in front of the other. Our mentor and business partner and dear friend, Daisy Shane Goodwin, she is an Elite Pro 9. She's been with the company for almost 9 years, and the average paycheck for an Elite Pro 9 monthly is $50,000. So that is a lot more than most people are making in the world. So the potential is very, very big. Oh, I forgot that those were, excuse me for a minute. Let's see. Okay, anyone can do this. We have an app, we have a website. Once you come in with the different packs, we have a $50 pack, voila, you're a distributor, you get a website. You can share carts, videos, presentations to your people. We have 2 other packs, one for $299, one for $999. With that, you get a huge discount for it's a very low entry level cost for the potential of what you can do with this business. And this is our team. So this is the larger scope of our team. This is Julie Mai, Pro 8. She is a jewelry designer. She has 4 children. She was able to take a lot of time off and come back, and she still made that residual income. She just built a home, or just rather bought a home in Kauai. We know how expensive Hawaii is because of her LifeVantage paycheck. This is Daisy, who I mentioned. She originally said she would never do this, and now it's radically changed her life and her family's life. Jennifer Alice Murray, sweet jam, we like to call her. She is a vegan cookbook author. And Melody Sharon, she was a dental hygienist, and she's actually taking some time off now due to some personal issues, but she's still getting paid. And this is Debbie and Rusty Cottrell, retired physical therapist because of LifeVantage, and his beautiful wife, Debbie, is a nutritionist. These 3 gals, Nina, Sky, and Tara, they were childhood besties and decided to do this business together. Polly Grace, I see her smiling. She's right next to her picture. It's so cute. Flight attendant, lives, I'm totally blanking on where you live right now. Hello, Europe. Oh my gosh. Okay. I know where you live.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Thank you. Amsterdam. See, it's a worldwide biz. Jennifer Alice Murray shared with her, who lives in Kauai in a tiny little community. Jamie and Susan Alden, they are retired military and yogis and are just taking this business to the next level. And here you see some more people. I'm going to stop my share and just close with how I like to close is, and then Kamaile, if you have any final words, please do share. This is really about educating people, and a lot of people just want to be customers, and that is amazing. 80% of LifeVantage is customers, people just taking our products and feeling better. And there's a small percentage that decide that they want to do the business. And we love our business builders as well. But I want you to think about, like I said, I've been with LifeVantage for 5 years, and I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that it's gone by like that. Life just goes, and life can be a struggle. Life is so beautiful, but it can be a struggle. And people are struggling with their health. They are struggling with their finances. They're struggling with their relationships. This is being human. And I want you to think about your life in 5 years and how does it look? Are your relationships the way that you want them to be? Are they healthy? Are you being able to spend the time that you want with your loved ones? What does your health look like? How does your family's health look? Are you making, the kind of money that you want to make? And if you are now, awesome. I give you so much credit. And if you are doing the steps to get you there, so wonderful. And if you are looking for a way to help with that, then I can attest, and a lot of the teamies on here can attest to, that this LifeVantage and our team could truly help you like it's helped so many of us. So Kamaile, do you want to have a few words you want to end with?
No, you pretty much said it all. I mean, outside of the fact that I just recently, took some personal training courses, and he said, okay, just imagine, I want you guys all to imagine, what's the last thing you complained about? Is it your weight? Is it your finances? Is it, your relationship? And bring it up in your field, your energy field, and just say, okay, do you actually want it to change, was kind of the next question. Oh yeah, of course. We all nodded, yes, of course. The next question is, or the next statement he said was BS, because if you did want it to change, you would actually have gotten up and off your butt and did something about it. And ooh, that hit me hard. And it hit me hard in a lot of different ways. And a lot of us our life is actually built off of a series of habits that we do every single day. So if those habits compound over time, that's where we get the result. If we don't think about the new habits we want to incorporate, what it's going to take, the action that it's going to take to incorporate to get to where Kristin was talking about in 5 years, you're going to be in the same place. So anyway, that is my thought. It was a little bit of fire under your butt to get back to the person that invited you and ask more questions to make better habits so we can be better all the way around. And I know we've bent your ear for way too long, but thank you for everyone who's joined us and listening to this on the replay. Super love sharing this great news, and it's a blessing.
It is. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Aloha.